With me now, Fox News anti-terrorism analyst, Dr. Walid Phares. Great to see you, Walid. Thank you for joining me on this. What are the implications, which seem so frightening? I mean, that first beach resort in Western Africa, they say, pulls in tons of tourists from Europe and the UK.
Well, what has happened in the Ivory Coast is extremely dangerous. It was perpetrated allegedly by Ansar al-Din, who are linked to Al-Qaeda. And let me remind the viewers, they are connected to the other Ansar al-Din, a colleague of theirs in Mali, and those in Mali came from Libya. So the debacle in Libya created a whole current of jihadism all the way to the southern part of West Africa. This means that if this country, which didn't have a long history of jihadists, is now touched by the jihadists, attacked by them, it means that all of West Africa cannot escape them anymore.
And there seems to be, at the same time, Homeland Security raising this possibility of a similar attack here in the U.S., conference centers in D.C. In other words, Ivory Coast was a kind of dry run for this group.
There are some theories that we have always to pay attention to what those Al-Qaeda or Ansar al-Din or jihadists do in Africa, should it be in the Ivory Coast or before that in many other neighboring countries, and see how cells here or individual jihadists would like to create a copycat. So I agree with DHS that we have to be very, very attentive to the situation here.
So moving further north into Germany, you and I have spoken about this. German leader Angela Merkel really struggling now with this idea of the open-door migration policy. Of course, German citizens were attacked on New Year's Eve. There have been numerous, let's just say, at the very least, culture clashes. But now she's facing political defeat. What does this mean? She's standing her ground for the moment. But what does this mean for Germany?
It means a lot for Germany. It means a lot for Europe. Just came back a week ago from a conference at the European Parliament just about that, how to handle the issue of mass refugees. See, Europe has had before many waves of migrants and refugees. The difference with this one is that they're all coming almost from one country, although they're coming from many other countries. That's from Syria, and because of a civil war. And in Germany, those who convinced the chancellor to accept that large number of migrants are the industrialists, are the elite economics. They thought that these migrants would become their workers. Well, the German people saw that that's not the case.
Wally, before I let you go, surprise move from Putin saying he's pulling out of Syria. Do you believe him?
I believe he is doing this because he wants to pull that argument in front of the Arab countries, in front of Turkey, and telling them, I am pulling out a little bit. I don't want you to interfere in Syria.
Okay. Dr. Walid Phares, thank you as always. Glad to have you here.